So it's going to be alright, don't worry. Sorry.
Right, thank you very much for your patience. I now have the declaration of the result of poll for the election of a Member of Parliament for the Wells constituency held on the 8th of June 2017. I, the undersigned, being the acting returning officer at the election of a Member of Parliament for the Wells constituency, hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded for each candidate at the election is as follows. Lorna Irene Bromley Cork, Christian People's Alliance, 320. James Stephen Heapy, the Conservative Party candidate, 30,488. Andy Merrifield, Labour Party, 7,129.
Very good. Well done.
Tessa Jane Munt, Liberal Democrat, 22,906. There were a total of 131 rejected ballot papers, and I do hereby declare that the said James Stephen Heapy is duly elected as Member of Parliament for the Wells constituency.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and thank you very much indeed to Stuart, the returning officer, and to all of the team who have done the count this evening and who ran the polling stations yesterday. Thank you also to the police who kept us safe whilst exercising our democratic right here in the Wells constituency. Thank you also to my incredibly hard-working parliamentary team, and also to the campaign team that came together in quite a hurry back in April and who have worked so hard to deliver this success tonight. It has been quite a campaign, albeit one that has lasted just a few weeks, because we have had weathers of all sorts. And I saw some of Tessa's deliverers out in the street the other day, I think 2 Saturdays ago, and we were all just soaked through, and there was a sort of camaraderie in the bleakness of that experience, delivering those leaflets in that torrential rain. And to Kate and my family, for whom all plans that had existed for May and June were hastily deleted after the Prime Minister took her decision. Thank you for your forbearance and your support. I congratulate all of the candidates on their campaigns. It's been a bruising one here in Wales, but running for Parliament is supposed to be hard, and that scrutiny is very welcome indeed. It's a great result locally, certainly better than I had expected a week or so ago, and it really is a thrill. I'm truly humbled to have extended my majority and to be returned as the MP for this incredible constituency. Whatever is going on in the country beyond this evening is for others to worry about later on today. What matters now is to say that I am truly honoured to be the MP for such an amazing place, to represent this place for the last 2 years in Parliament, and to be responsible for trying to help so many people with so many things across the constituency has just been the most amazing thing, the most incredible experience of my life. And I am thrilled to be given the opportunity to continue that for, we hope, Prime Minister, 5 more years. I hope to continue the work that I have done on improving our connectivity, on getting a fairer deal for our public services, on making sure that we get an industrial strategy that works for Somerset, and on getting the right deal on Brexit. That's a lot to do. I look forward to getting on with it on Monday. But most importantly this morning is to make the biggest thank you of all and that is to the people of the Wells constituency for again putting your faith in me to serve as your Member of Parliament. It's a huge honour, it is humbling, and I'm hugely grateful. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everybody who took part in this election, the police, particularly the other candidates, campaigners, the media, and most importantly, all of the public who took the opportunity to vote. And I'd like to give a special thanks to those who put their trust in me for voting Tessa again or for voting Tessa for the first time. I'd like to thank particularly my team and Petra. I think we ran a fantastic campaign. And thank you. And I'd also like, of course, to thank my family, as ever, for their love and their advice and their support and encouragement. There's one other person I would like to mention in particular, and that is Chris Britton, of course, who lost his life very recently. And he was an amazing character, and I think he represents a party who have been chivalrous in the extreme in trying to make sure that we did something about actually facing up to the challenges that a Conservative government is going to give us all in the next 5 years, if it lasts that long. So I'd like to congratulate my opponents, and I think we can take great heart and be very proud of the fact that so many young people got involved in both our campaign, but in voting generally, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. So they've stepped up, they've offered their opinions, and it's a real big shame that our voting system doesn't actually always reflect what's the reality. And there are people who could make our voting system much fairer, and they have failed to step up, and I think we need to make those changes. So it can't be the case that forever so many votes just don't count in a constituency like this. Generally, I'd say our NHS and our social care is in crisis. We've got Conservatives that are backed by UKIP, and they pose a huge threat to our way of life, to the elderly, to the vulnerable, to our children, and the countryside and our environment. And my sense is that actually, I wanted to win, but that hasn't happened. I'm disappointed it hasn't happened, but I think there's a huge amount of hope in the result this evening. So, the Conservative majority and Wells is yet again in the grasp, and the relative reach of the Liberal Democrats. So, as you know, I love this part of the world. I'm deeply attached to it. I know it, and I really enjoy standing up for its people. And I think probably it's within my instinct hugely to care. And so I will, with this in mind, be standing again, whether that election takes place in a month's time or a year's time. But I look forward enormously. We will be ready. Thank you very much indeed.
I would like to congratulate James on his campaign and actually having won this seat, and for certainly the other candidates. I would like to echo what was said about Chris Britton, who I fought the 2010 election and found him a truly inspiring man. And I think that really put a dampener on the campaign. This election, quite honestly, has been a farce in terms of being a power grab by Theresa May, which I think is going to come unstuck. I'm going to put people on notice now. The many are not going away. We're not going away here in the constituency, and we're not going away nationally either, because a party of 600,000 people is actually going to make the difference that is needed. Now here, we need to work harder as a Labour constituency party, and we need to be able to persuade more people that fairness and equality is actually better for everyone.
Yes, congratulations, James. I did feel it was a bit short to just have 2 years in government and then have to go through another election, but well done. And I want to thank everybody, particularly the police and the organisers, and I would also like to thank the 320 people who voted for me. We are a new party in this area. There were 31 candidates standing throughout the UK, and we are standing for Christian principles, and and we plan to progress with them. And there are still issues, as mentioned by the Labour Party, between the very rich and the very poor, and so we are working really to bridge that gap, because it does work better when there's a more equal society in this nation. So that would be part of what we're going to be doing, and also standing up for marriage and for life from conception to natural death, and also for persecuted Christians in the world. It is to give them a voice too. Care for the poor are issues that are not going away, and we will be back again to fight. So, and I've really enjoyed the people that I've met along the way, and for those who've given me encouragement, who've just by email, phone call, whatever, given me encouragement to continue to stand. So thank you all very much.